morning, family and friends of the community. This is Karen Thomas, and we are doing our Thursday morning coffee chat, virtual coffee chat. Of course, we do this every Thursday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time because it's getting ready to change, but whatever daylight standard. If you like what we talk about, we would love to have you come join us one Thursday morning, or if you're seeing this on the replay, give us a hashtag replay and comment what you liked about it, and maybe an aha moment, or give us a question or a topic that you might want the community to discuss. Whoever shows up, that's what the discussion is. And if everybody is really, busy and nobody shows up, then I just talk about something that might improve your business. All right, well, we'll start the introductions with Miss Maria, and then we will have our chat.
Hi, good morning. I am fixing my coffee for this coffee break. My name is Maria Gertzen, and I represent Color Street Nail Strip.
And where are you?
Oh, I was just going to say, I live in Corsicana, Texas.
All right. And of course, now Texas is wet. And we were just discussing it wasn't doing them much good because the season is over and they needed it earlier. And of course, I was discussing rain because I'm here in New Hampshire. We were supposed to go Sunday to the Arcadia National Park, and we have a tropical storm headed right for Maine for this weekend. So I guess I'm coming home. But for our chat this morning, Maria, did you have anything that you specifically might have wanted to discuss or have a question about or anything?
I do, and I've been dreaming this up since last night, and I'm sorry I look like what my mother would have called the wreck of the Hespers, but it's the humidity makes my hair go. It has to do with self-talk. Where does self-talk lead you to emotions? And how can you pinpoint those emotions to be able to go forward in your business? And how is that self-talk holding you stagnant? That was difficult to get out.
Great question, Miss Maria.
Did you get that?
I got it. And this is one of my favorite topics because self-talk is, as far as I'm concerned, the noise in our head that distracts us. It makes us feel different ways about people, subjects, items. It affects everything in our life. And the thing is we are not taught about self-talk. We're not, when we're going to school, we're taught to study, learn, memorize, and take tests, right? We're not taught that thoughts are just thoughts and that you can accept a thought or you can discard a thought. And the best way that I want to show an example of this is, say you're on a cruise. You're getting on the cruise and you're getting ready to go off, and they're starting to sail the ship out the harbor, and you come and you walk up to a fellow traveler and you go, "Wow, are you doing okay? You're kind of looking a little green. Are you sure you're going to be okay? Can I help you?" And all of a sudden the guy says, "Yeah, I'm really feeling bad. You might be right. I need to go sit down somewhere." And so then you help them along to their merry way, sit down and chill out. And then you go up to one of the crewmates and you say, "I'm not sure you're looking so good. Are you sure you're going to be okay for this cruise to be able to work on the cruise?" And the guy looks, "Oh no, I'm fine. This is a piece of cake. Nope, not any part of being sick is in my DNA." What's the difference between the two people?
Sorry, didn't realize I was muted. The difference between the two people is how they are perceiving things. One just has the negativity from the beginning and then portrays it to somebody else, which is a lot of times what happens.
It was a
The
suggestibility.
second guy refuses to believe that he's sick, and he don't he's not speaking being sick because it's not in his DNA.
The first one accepted the thought. He accepted the suggestion that, oh,
Okay.
you might be right. And the second one said, not a chance in hell. we when people talk to us or when people say things to us, we can accept what they say, or we can say, no, not that is no part of my reality. That is the whole pervasiveness of advertising, of when we talk to our families and people say, well, my family just doesn't like what I do and my family won't buy from me. You know, and then you don't want to do your business because somebody in your family said, oh, well, you know, are you making any money? You know, are you doing this? Are you doing that? You know, why are you still in that? It is the suggestibility of these outside influences, and then they start the wheels in our own brain saying, oh, are they right? Oh, that could be right. Oh, I need to change. Oh no, I must not be a good salesperson. You know, then the doubts come in and we start this whole roller coaster. And that is where the thoughts start. But you can throw them out like the second person says, nah, no, not happening. We take on an identity, and we either take on an identity of for that thought or against that thought.
Good point. Take on an identity. That's it's a verb, it's an action word. It's
Because
I never thought of it as a transformation. Take on
your
like
thoughts are thoughts.
like you put clothes.
Yeah.
I never thought of it that way. Yeah.
Well, see, I did a training, and this is even what I was gonna talk on posture and how our body language, because the training that I took this morning, or the thing that I was listening to, was about we transfer, because communication comes from our thoughts. And how do you get set up for talking to somebody about your business? Or you go, oh, I'm in this new thing that I just love, and you know, yeah. Or are you going, yeah? Do you get ready for your business meeting? Going, I'm doing great. I am awesome. I'm a great salesman. I know my stuff. All right. Hey, how are you? I'm in this new thing that I love it. It's just doing so much for me. I'd love to share it with you. Do you see the difference between the two approaches?
Sure.
Did I show it? Because this is what they were talking about is, are you pumping yourself up in the morning? Are you squaring your shoulders back and putting your head up and saying, oh, I am good. I am great. I am amazing. I can do this. I am a salesman. Yes, I'm a winner. If you're not doing that for yourself every day, then you are being open to having all the negativity, because everything out there is all negative. Who comes up to you every day and tells you how wonderful you are? Okay.
Myself.
Right. So if you don't do it for yourself, the likelihood of somebody else doing it for you during the day is pretty much nil, right?
Correct.
So when you ask the question about how does the self-talk affect your attitude or your sales or your business, it's the doubts. Because if you are not erasing and making all those doubts and those things non-existent, then the first time you get a message from somebody, oh, I'm not interested, or the second message, oh, I'm not interested, or you get unfriended, or you get blocked because you sent a message, your brain automatically starts saying, oh, I must not be good at this. I must be lousy at this. I must be whatever, fill in the blank. We all have that scenario of, Oh my God, they're not returning my call. I must be awful. I must have, what did I say that pissed them off? Oh, I must have offended them. We take on all of this stuff and it starts affecting our shoulders. It starts affecting who we are. And we start trying to crawl into whatever hole we have made our home.
So what I did yesterday was, you just touched on it. Oh, I must be. Oh, I must be this. I must be that. Do you know I wrote 57 that I could think of? I must be. But I didn't write the negativity. I thought the negativity, but then I wrote something different. I must be very knowledgeable about this company. I must be way ahead of the game. I must be, oh, I can't remember half of them. So that started to cancel a lot of things by just writing down the positive when the negative came in about, oh, like this is not working for me. Instead of this is not working for me, I wrote down, this will work for me. This will work for me.
Mhm.
And I found that very therapeutic. I found that very helpful. I have to multitask here. Sorry. I'm getting ready for a vendor's event this weekend. I have to change nails. So I found it very, very helpful.
Well, that is the solution. And that is, you have to cancel the noise in your head. You go get,
yeah.
I do a lot of frequency music anymore. I don't listen to any other kind of anything, because frequency, the energy that you surround yourself with, or that you put, the energy that you put in your head affects everything else. So I put on frequency music that is in the higher realms because we acclimate our bodies, we acclimate to whatever is around. I mean, that's how we can freeze to death. If you sit out in the cold without anything on, or out in the things, your body acclimates to the temperature. So you acclimate, our emotions acclimate to the mood of the house, our whole body acclimates to what the environment is. So if you want to keep yourself, without thinking about it all the time and saying those, this will work for me, the affirmations, then you have other ways. You either listen to, I listen to a lot of YouTube, a lot of, I do Good Vibes. There's an app called Good Vibes, and I play it in my, whenever I'm running around, I play my Good Vibes app. There's just so much, and it has been proven by science that when you do the input, if you're feeding your mind and your body with those kind of things, it helps boost your creativity. It helps boost your presentation of other things that you do. So this is part of when you want to, before you do a Zoom, before you're a part of anything that you want people to see you in a better light, then you need to be going and doing the jumping jacks. I am great. I am amazing. I am wonderful. Get your energy, get your body moving, and get your blood, circulating, instead of sitting back. Oh, okay. I am great. I am amazing. I am wonderful. Because that doesn't get the energy going in the right direction. You have to, this is what they were saying, you have to jump up and down. And I'm guilty of it. There's a lot of times, I mean, I'm ADHD. I have a lot of energy to begin with. But there's times that I digress and just sit in and watch things go by and don't jump in and participate, or don't have, or not, maybe not even called on, because our energy shines out through the camera. So sometimes people are called on because their energy is received by the other person as being, yeah, because that's what people want to engage with. They want to engage with somebody who's, yeah, I'm on there. I'm great. This is wonderful. They want to engage with somebody who feeds them their energy back.
Good point.
We are energy beings. If you lost your arm, would you lose any of your intelligence? Would you lose 10% of your intelligence? Would you lose 10% of your feelings?
No.
Would you lose 10% of your IQ if you lost your arm?
No.
Then we are not our body. Does that make sense? We are not our body. This is a vessel that our energy person, our soul, our energy being resides in, kind of like an astronaut suit is how I describe it. For us, when we go to the moon, we need an astronaut suit. Well, our energy, our souls need a vessel. But this vessel grows old. This vessel, if you don't take care of it properly, gets diseases. But they've done studies now that even show that the stress, when you let the thoughts in your mind control everything, if you are reactionary in your life, that you will develop diseases from the dis-ease of your mind. It manifests in your body. And the biggest thing that I've told people, everybody wants to get on SSI, Social Security Disability. And my whole thing is, when you are on SSI, Social Security Disability, and so people, as soon as something happens, they break their leg, they have this issue, they're going to Social Security to see if they can get on disability to be sick and paid and not have to do anything the rest of their life. When you don't want to work, when you don't want to be creative, when there's something that you hate in your life, your body will manifest it in your body. So if you hate working, you can get sick, you can get a disease, and you can get on disability. But as far as I'm concerned, in this country, if we're getting close to more than half of the people in the country on disability. Who's going to pay for it? At some point, it's going to go bankrupt if there's not enough working people to pay into the system. But that's a whole nother discussion. This one was about energy, and this one is about how you think, the things that you hate, the things, I don't want to talk to that person. I don't know what I'm talking about. When you don't claim and you demean who you are, then your body is in dis-ease, because your soul knows you're wonderful. Your soul knows how awesome you are. And when you accept thoughts that say you are not, that you are not awesome, that you are tired, you're busy, you're this, you're that, when you accept all of these limiting beliefs, your soul is crying inside saying, oh no, you're not. You control everything. You are busy. You can create the life you want. What are you talking about? But if that's what you want, we can create that for you. You don't deserve it. You don't need it. You can create something better. But you have to think and want it and think it and create it for yourself.
You touched on something. Sorry, if I didn't write this down when you said it, then I would forget. Want, think, and create. When you want something bad enough. So we go grocery shopping and here we are on limited incomes, but we go grocery shopping and we see something that's on sale that we really want. And we wager in our mind about if it's, well, can we afford it? I mean, I really need this, this, and this. So we do a lot of self-talk with things that we want. Or, for instance, I just saw a dog. I've been wanting for a long time, another border collie. And I really thought this woman was a scam. But my friends kept telling me she's a scam. But yet, why would she go out of her way to try to place this dog at the moment. So I said all that to say this: when you want something and you want it bad enough, you're going to do what it takes. And that has been my switch for this week. My switch being, in order to create what I'm looking for, I have to have a solid foundation. You don't put a house and build it from the top down, right? You
Right.
build the foundation up. I don't care if it's a modular. I don't care if it doesn't have any basement. They don't have basements here in Texas. Do you believe that? No basement. The water table is 800 feet. But when you drill, they tell you they got to go down 3,000 feet. I don't understand it. But anyway, you build it from the foundation up. That has been my switch this week. That just got turned on. And I'm excited about that switch that got turned on, because I was beginning to see what it was. And it sometimes takes a while, what it was that I was lacking in creating activity on my VIP, creating an atmosphere where people want to go to. You just said just a minute ago, oh, people will follow you because it feeds their energy. If you're bubbly and you're excited, now I can do this at a vendor's event and even look crazy. I have wore bunny ears, I have wore cow ears, I have whatever the holiday is, I have wore. I'm not wearing the pumpkins this weekend, no. But something started to shift in the atmosphere, in my brain, in my continence of me, about, in order to be able to get what I want, I have to create more interest from people. And how do you do that? So I went to the library and I asked this lady about, do you ever have self-care Mondays or self-care Wednesdays here at the library where women can come in? And I'm getting with a couple other women. I went to a conference for women in business here in Corsicana. There was 30 people there. I could not believe it. So I'm going to try something new. What is it going to cost me? It's not going to cost me anything, time,
Right.
but maybe some samples. But the thing about it is all of a sudden, I didn't read anything. I listened to a few things. I listened to Forbes Riley, one of her YouTube things, but there wasn't anything much different that I listened. It was just a switch. Somebody else added something to that last night. And I said, yeah, you're going in the right direction. And so I also self-spoke to myself, stating, get your main item squared away first before you decide to put anything else on the table. You can't run in 5 different directions with business opportunities. You have to do one thing and do one thing well. And once you if you compromise that, and once you get to that point where you can do one thing and one thing well, then everything else will ride easy. So I'm in a season right now of taking a look at, okay, yeah, I would like to go ahead and do the associate thing, but I have to be able to, the money that I've spent in the business that I have now, be able to show more of a profit, and also bring more people to the table in my VIP. So how do you do that? You got to get out of the box.
Yep.
Lord knows I've had a rough week and a rough weekend, but you know, once I got past that and the nightmares of it, things started to just switch. Like, how come I didn't see this before? How come this didn't? I don't know. Maybe timing wasn't right.
No, what it is when you start switching and saying, what else, what can I add? Who can I become? the universe starts, you open your eyes to more opportunities. Opportunities are always there, but when you always are saying, I can't do this, I'm too busy, I don't have the money, you close down you even seeing those opportunities. It's like, okay, and we have what they call a reticular activation system. It's a filtering system to our brain. And the easiest way to show how this works, because our senses, we have 5 senses, we actually have more than 5 senses, but we get information all the time that is bombarded to us. But this system filters out what we've told it is important to us. And it's kind of like when you're looking for a car and you say, oh, I want a blue car, and you get a blue, let's say you get a blue Volkswagen. All of a sudden you're driving your blue Volkswagen, you're really loving your blue Volkswagen, and all of a sudden you start seeing this blue Volkswagen and that blue Volkswagen, because you've told the system that you love blue Volkswagens. So all of a sudden you start seeing all of these, or like when you're pregnant. Once you're pregnant and you're happy being pregnant, and then you see all these other pregnant people. When you tell the system what you want to see, what you want to have, then it starts seeing and showing those to you. When you're not looking and you're just complaining and you're just saying, oh my God, I can't do this, I can't do that, I'm so stupid. When you are always talking in the negative and complaining, it just gives you this system shows you more to complain about. It doesn't show you so much of the positive. When you want to see positive, you want more positive things in your life, then you have to start telling it and saying thank you for the positive things in your life. I saw when I was watching one of the masterminds with Forbes Riley one time, she had a guest on there, and his nickname was Lucky. And he was explaining how he got this nickname called Lucky. And he said that he learned a long, long time ago that most people say, just my luck. I get this. It's, oh, that always happens to me. Oh, why does this always happen? He said, I turned it around, and every time yay, green lights, I got a green light. Just my luck, I got a green light. I find a penny. I find money, just my luck. And he turned it around to every little positive thing that happened in his life. If the plane, got delayed, oh, just my luck. I get more time to sit here and relax before I get to be cramped in the plane. You turn it around to finding the positive. And when you start telling your brain that you want the positive, it starts showing, it starts bringing more of that into your life. But when all you do is complain or talk about you can't afford it, you're too busy, you're just not smart enough. When you start saying all these things all the time, then your brain says, okay, that's all she wants. That's what's important to her. That's what's important to you. And when you change that, that's where you're flipping the switch, Maria, is that you're now saying, I can do this, I can. And so your system now is starting to show you what you can do, giving you more ideas. See, it's not that rich people or lucky people get more opportunities. They see them because they are looking for them. And, I'm about multiple streams of income. And I found this new gig that I really like about sending emails. And it's not a huge, like I'm going to be a millionaire type of thing, but getting used to sending emails, email marketing is the way that most marketers and most things make money. And so this email gets you used to making emails, gets you part of connecting with people. And it allows you a lot of flexibility that I teach to the people who I bring in. Everybody finds their own way to make it work better. And I have found with 10, 15 minutes a day, because I do a lot of different things. And you do a lot of different things. But when you can find something you can do for 15 minutes a day and be done with it, you don't do anything else with it, It's another way to add those extra pennies or those extra dollars to help further what you're doing. But you have to decide if it's worth doing that for, because like anything else, the return on your investment. So far, what I've invested in doing this gig, I've gotten back. I've gotten back all of it, plus $200 or $300. So I try things. I try new opportunities if I can fit them into my schedule. This only took me 10, 15 minutes a day. So I said, okay, let me try this. And let me see if what just doing it the 10, 15 minutes a day actually works in my favor. And so I've done that. And for the first 4 weeks or so, I didn't even tell anybody I was in it, just to see how the money went. If I didn't do anything else but do my 10, 15 minutes a day, what would that mean? Could I make that work? Can I suggest this to people and them not go in the hole? And I found I can. I didn't go in the hole. Within 3, 4 weeks, I'd already made my investment back up. Now I'm working in the positive.
That's a good short term.
And it's an easy thing I can do. So now I'm suggesting it to people because I value that I do not suggest or recommend anything that is not going to help somebody. Because my name, my reputation, I am not going to just, this is the new thing going, guys. This is the new product out there. I don't believe all of the stuff. I'm going to try something first. I'm going to see if it works for me. And then I'm going to recommend it if I find value in it. I don't just jump into something and say, oh, this is all they say it works. People tell you all kinds of things.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of companies out there. There's a lot of companies that do work, but a lot of the things that will work or don't work, sometimes it's all up here with what you say, what you talk for yourself. This is what will make or break a business, is how you self-talk up here. Every business has value, and how you promote it out there. This is why I promote the Forbes Pitch Secrets Masterclass, because how you talk about something, how you carry yourself. She talks about the secret tips, and you've been there and you already know that it's changed. It's starting to change how you look at things.
Yes.
And I mean, I'm so looking forward to Sunday. I will probably be driving, so I will be listening. But I love listening every time because she does it live. She covers something, she'll say a different story or she'll do a different example. And all of a sudden a light bulb will go on and go, oh, no, yes, I need to connect, because we're a different person every time we hear something or we go over the same information. We hear it differently. And you can't add or change and do, but so much changes at a time. We're just not, as humans, we can't do that. But when you hear something and you hear it again and you hear it again, it slowly starts sinking in. This is what I learned from Peter Sage's Ultimate Self-Mastery. He says, there's no homework with this. He says it's the same. He says it's a lesson. I'm teaching these kinds of things, and I'm going to tell them to you in different ways from different angles. And by the time you hear it for a year, you will be a different person. You will have mastered things within yourself at the end of the year. I don't want to be the same person next year at this time as I am today.
That's a good point.
And most people don't understand that. They want to say they want the instant change. They want to be the instant, 7-figure earner. And that doesn't ever happen. Your 7-figure earners will tell you that they paid their dues. They started and they just, they either worked harder or they had different mentors that taught them the up here first.
And so what is the one sentence that you have to say every week?
You want the 20-word script, don't you?
Well, I didn't know what it was. I just asked.
The 20-word script, I will send that to you in a message, because the 20-word script program is more than about the 20 words. The 20, it's a whole process of changing up here. And I love it because it takes you and explains all the science with it.
Well, like I just explained this week, I don't know what happened. We haven't lived in darkness. We had a dark moment last weekend euthanizing an animal, which I've been through many a time. This was different.
But life is not about having a smooth road. Every
No.
challenge, everything that we get is, what am I supposed to learn from this?
Yeah, exactly.
Because every time, now, animals, there is a cycle of life, and I'm not going to say that there was a lesson in this, because
there was.
when we take animals and we make them our part of our family, there's a cycle to life. We have a cycle of life. It's going to happen to everybody. Our animals have a cycle of life. And it is hard because we don't, any of us know our journey and how our cycle is supposed to go. We don't know how our animal's cycle is supposed to go. So that being said, anytime something happens, it's not about, oh, woe is me, and oh my God, I can't believe this is happening, and I'm poor, pitiful me. It's like, okay, how can I be my best self through this? Have you ever realized the same person comes to you and they're coming back with the same kind of problem? It just has different people involved.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, the same problem, they have not learned the lesson from. So they keep trying to change, they keep changing people, they keep changing jobs. They haven't learned the lesson or how to change. They haven't grown.
And there's no different outcome.
And so exactly, until you ask the question, what am I supposed to learn about myself with this? You're going to keep getting the same problem until you graduate from that pop quiz. Because every challenge, everything that happens to us, from the car breaking down to whatever, is about how you react, how you handle it. It's not about what it is. It's about how you handle the emotion, the problem, how do you, what is your base in how you are going to maneuver through it.
That is a true word. That is a true word. How am I supposed to handle this? What am I supposed to learn from this? And what could I do differently to change? That's the three things. That's the three key things right there.
The thing is a lot of times it's not about learning. It's about, have you learned it? See, sometimes we learn stuff and then we get the pop quiz to see if we actually learned it.
Yeah.
So, you get another problem. And if you've learned and you've grown and you react differently through it, the universe says, yep, you passed that one. Don't need to repeat that one. You've got it. You're on the way. So you'll get another one to help you start going up the steps of becoming and conquering who you need to be, to be a rich person, to be a kind person. What do you need to expand in to become and be in the dream life you want to be? If you woke up tomorrow and you were in the life of a Rockefeller, would you know how to even exist in their shoes?
Nope.
Exactly.
I don't think so.
I wouldn't know how to exist as a Rockefeller. They grow up learning different things. So they have a different mindset. They have a different attitude about money. They have a different attitude about people. Peter Sage says, when you can get to the point that you do not care what other people think about you, life expands exponentially in what it will bring to you. because so many people rule, their whole life is ruled by what that person thinks about them, or what will people think if I say that, or it's about perception. They don't want to be perceived in any other way. When you get rid of caring about that and you live in your own truth. And see, this is what in my mentors, they say, who do I need to become if I want to be wealthy? Who do I need to become if I want to be healthy? Who do I need to become if I want a loving relationship? Who do I need to become to live the life I want? Because the life you're living now is the one that you are operating in. You're comfortable in this. This is who you are. This is the life you have. You want something different, you have to change something. Make sense?
Yes.
It's not easy. It's not an overnight thing. This is a process, and life will keep giving you those challenges to see if you pass yet.
I get that now.
You know, sometimes, you know,
and
I'm going to talk about your cat because it was unexpected. It was very emotional. And the thing is if, let's say it was a test, maybe it's how we let go.
I don't think it was the letting go.
No, I'm just putting it out there is when we go through these kinds of things, maybe it's not a lesson of what we need to learn, except saying, did we want more patience? Did we want to learn how to stay more positive? When these things happen, the universe is saying, okay, can you stay more positive even though this happens?
I think this time I was expecting another person to be compassionate towards this animal, and my expectation wasn't met. So this animal gave my husband some unconditional love. He'll never see this video, and he's gone. And I'm standing there with this animal that's just has coronavirus, basically. And I have spent 3 days, everything, everywhere that this cat has touched or been, other than under his bed, I have to spray with Lysol. I've cleaned with bleach. Anyway, the cat fought furiously, and I mean, scratched us, had a cone on its head. It went through a convulsion and basically died in my hands because the vet waited an hour and 3/4 before it ever come in there and euthanized it. That was hard on me emotionally because I was standing there by myself until my husband opened up the door and I voiced out, I have a cat that's seizing. I need some help in here, please now. Said it very forcefully, but gently. The tech came in immediately, took her. She kept getting out of her cone and then she would come and bite me. I don't need her to bite me. Tom said, just take the dad blasted cone off her head. I said, no, the cone is on for a reason. And then he saw why the cone was on. But when I said to him, aren't you going to come over here and tell the cat goodbye? Goodbye, cat. I didn't realize till afterwards that because this would be like maybe the third time I've seen something like this, that each person grieves differently. And I was putting my husband in this balloon stating, I'm over here petting this cat that hated for me to touch her, and she's just allowing me to touch her. And like I said, the end was very dramatic. I didn't want to go through all of that. And then I realized afterwards, after I had 2 nights worth of visualizing this over and over again, that each person grieves differently. I was raised that this is what you do. You get up from the table, you put your dishes in the sink and you rinse them off. This is what you do. You see something that's out of line, you pick it up and you put it away. After being married 44 years to this man, I finally realized after the death of this cat that I have to stop expecting what I'm not going to get.
He was taught different. His
Yeah.
identity is different.
His core was different. Yes.
And it doesn't, and this is what Peter Sage talks about. He says, you wouldn't expect a baby to act like a 7-year-old. People are at different levels of maturity, of understanding, and it's okay. You have to love people where they're at. You love a baby for being a baby. You love a 7-year-old the way you love a 7-year-old, but you don't expect a 7-year-old to act like a 14-year-old. You don't expect a 14-year-old to act like a 30-year-old. People are at different levels each and every day, week, month of their life. And they're either trying or working at growing, or they're just existing and they're staying wherever their last, where what they were taught to be is.
That's exactly where he's at. He's stuck.
And but it's okay. That's his choice.
Yeah. There you go.
And it's not up to you to change him. And we keep trying to change people, and we're not supposed to change people. We're just supposed to love people the way they are. And if it conflicts with who we are to a point, then you love them and you release them. You love them and say, I love you, and you're amazing. You're just not amazing in with me all the time. I can't, I don't exist here. And you release them.
Boy, you sure hit that right on the head.
We don't have to put up with people. We have to love them and release them. It's accepting that they are where they're at, and they have to choose to. It's like when you're overweight, you have to want to lose weight. People shaming you or people criticizing, oh, there's that person. Oh God, we got to move over because they need more of the couch. It doesn't do any good. All you're doing is making it harder for them to love themselves.
Yes.
And so when you expect them to be any different than they are, then you are making them less than and yourself more than. And none of us, we're all equal. We're all on this earth to learn and grow and become better people each and every day. But some people don't know that. They don't understand that. They weren't shown that that's what you do.
I'm going to try that. He's very hard on himself. See, I didn't let the cat out like you accused me. I said, I didn't accuse you of letting the cat out. I just said that the cat could have gotten out. We never found her for better than 48 hours.
Right. But that it's an experience, and life happens for a reason. Life happens for us to choose how we want to live through it.
Profound statement.
So, all right, we're going on an hour. So, but I hope this has been helpful to anybody else out there, because the noise in your head affects how you feel. How you feel affects the actions that you take. And the actions that you take affect the results that you get in your life. So it all goes back to the thoughts. So when you change how you think, then you change how it goes downhill or uphill, however you want to think about it. It changes everything along the path. So anyway, love you all. Good. See you next Thursday. And good luck on your show. And I'm glad you could be here, and I'm glad for the question. And we must have been thinking on the same terms, because I wanted to talk about body language. I wanted to talk about how your thoughts and getting your thoughts correct before you go into your prospects, or before you talk to people, or before you present anything. You have to have it right up here.
Thank you, Karen. This was great. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hi, my name is Karen Thomas. But guess what? That is not important. What's important is your success online. I can help you start a successful, thriving business online, no matter how many times you have failed. If you have a desire to win, you can. All you need is Wi-Fi, a laptop or desktop, and be able to follow simple directions. Reach out to me and I can show you exactly how.